Welcome back to Perks Recap. Back at it once again. We are hitting the Moody Blues. And once again, we are doing a full album reaction. The album is called To Our Children's Children. Definitely don't know what to expect here in terms of this album, but I have done two other Moody Blues albums. I enjoyed them both. Definitely unique, definitely different. So I'm really looking forward to diving into this. Again, this will be the full album reaction. We're going to break it up into parts, but I will be listening to it all in one sitting in its entirety, start to finish, and then breaking it up from there. Anyway, hopefully you're ready to join me on this ride. This is the full album, ready to dive right in. Please make sure you like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Here we go. Oh, sorry to pause it this quickly. I did have a little bit of information on this one. This one is called Higher and Higher, and it starts with this rocket, and the sounds of a rocket, it says it lasts for a full minute. And the last album was inspired by the moon landing in 1969, and this album is the next album after that, but they seem to be not involved, but very mesmerized by the thought of flight into space and rocket ships and things like that. And in fact, the Apollo 15 crew listened to this album while they were in space. So that's kind of cool. And that was in 1971 after this album came out. All right. So there's just a little basis of what we're hearing here at the beginning.
Bursting forth with the power of 10 billion butterfly sneezes. Man, with his flaming fire, has conquered the wayward breezes. Climbing to tranquility, far above the cloud, conceiving the heavens, clear of misty shroud. Vast vision must improve our sight, and perhaps at last we'll see an end to our home's endless blight, and the beginning of the free. Climb to tranquility, finding its real worth, conceiving the heavens, flourishing on earth.
Okay, that was Higher and Higher. That one, the writing credit goes to Graham Edge. The rest of the band, just so we have everybody here, Justin Hayward on vocals and guitar, and it's also listed as sitar. John Lodge. Everybody has a vocal credit except for Graham Edge. So also vocals, bass, harp, acoustic guitar. Ray Thomas, vocals, flute, bass flute, and the oboe, which would be interesting to hear. Then Graham Edge is on the drums and all the percussions. And then Mike Pinder, he does a lot in terms of like the keys and stuff. Piano, organ, but also acoustic guitar. Something called the Mellotron. I don't know what that is, the Mellotron. And the double bass. And he's also got vocals as well. So that's the band. Graham Edge wrote Higher and Higher. That was the first one we got. We're going to go right into Eyes of a Child, which was written by John Lodge. He has the writing credit for this one. Let's just keep going. Interesting. Back 10 seconds. I think this is the beginning of the next song. The next song is called Floating, and the first word here is floating, so I think it just transitioned right into the next song. That's fine. Eyes of the Child, that was a beautiful song. That was just really pleasant, and then even the chorus, when it picked up a little bit, it still was really, really just nice on the ears. Really enjoyed that. That was just a good song, and like I said, very just beautiful at the beginning, especially. I didn't mention too much about Higher and Higher. I like that song. That one had some nice guitar work. The guitars were really, really well done in Higher and Higher. Eyes of a Child, the melodies were really good. The harmonies were really well done. But Moody Blues does that really well. I mean, they sing together so well. They all got the vocal credits, as I mentioned before. Anyway, this one is called Floating Free, or I'm sorry, just Floating, written by Ray Thomas. He's got the writing credit. I'm assuming this is it because it totally changed up. So let's assume that's it. This is it. All right. Let's resume here. Oh, we'll go back 10. That's what I was trying to do. I was forgetting what I wanted to do. Go back 10. Here we go. Okay, that was Floating. Like the other two songs before it, I like this song. I like all three of them kind of the same way. They're all kind of pleasant, but they're well done. They're just good songs and it's good music. I'm just enjoying that factor of it. That's what's catching my ear the most. In terms of the visuals, we didn't have any visuals before in the other Moody Blues reactions that I've done. And we have some, for this one, even some lyrics, which is pretty cool. But it seems like it's kind of like space exploration, kind of like seems to be a theme, a recurring theme in this. We'll see, if it continues or not. Yeah, I am going to do Eyes of the Child, which is the next song, and then we're going to pause it after that. since this is, we did Eyes of the Child before, but this is Eyes of the Child 2, also written by John Lodge. I figure we should put them both on the same part at least. And then once this one is done, we'll finish up this part, and then we'll close it out after that. So let's keep going. Okay, I gotta think Eyes of a Child Floating and Eyes of a Child 2 is really just kind of like one long song. They blend into each other, they bleed into each other. There's an overall theme of the whole concept of those three songs. Space, even just in the Eyes of the Child, randomly, you got a child here with the moon on his hand. So astrology, space exploration, things like that were the theme of all three of the songs. And this version, this part 2 of Eyes of the Child, was a little bit more of a souped up version of Eyes of the Child, the first one. But I like them both. I got to listen to all these again. I think I'm going to have to listen to this entire album again, and definitely at least this part. Hopefully you're enjoying it. Let's do a quick close, and then we'll get to part 2. There you have it. That is side 1, part 1. We're going to go right to part 2 here. For side 1, I really enjoyed Higher and Higher. It had to get the guitar work. I'm always going to gravitate towards the guitar work. That's just kind of what I do. But I don't want to take anything away from Eyes of a Child Floating and Eyes of a Child 2. Like I said, I do kind of think they're kind of one song. And there's harmonizing that's really well done. Just a really beautiful rendition, beautiful song there. Eyes of a Child 2 kind of picks it up a little bit. Floating in the Middle is really cool. So far, so good. There is not one song to complain about here. I'm enjoying them all. Hopefully you are too. Real quick, if you want to donate, the information is in the description. But that's enough of that. We just want to get right through this close as quick as I can and get right to part 2. Please join me for that. And until then, I will see you later.